Nelson Sports Center, brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. The Milwaukee Bucks continue a homestand tonight, playing a bunch of teams that are in contention for the Eastern Conference playoff picture. First night of a back-to-back, Bucks host the Heat tonight, the Cavaliers tomorrow at Fiserv Forum. Both games tip at 7 o'clock. Both games can be heard right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Pre-game coverage for tonight's game starts at 6:30. The Bucks listed as 6.5-point home underdogs, according to most sports books. Marquette Golden Eagles on the road visiting Georgetown tonight. Tip at 6 o'clock. Listen to it on our sister station, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Wisconsin men's basketball West Coast road trip. They're visiting Oregon tomorrow night. 10 o'clock Central Time tip tomorrow night for the Badgers and the Ducks. Then Wisconsin takes on Washington on Saturday afternoon. And the NFL Combine underway in Indianapolis this week. Plenty to talk about. We'll cover it all on Wilde and Tausch coming up next, 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
It is the Tuesday edition. The Evan Cohen scheduled to appear edition. The Sky Judge is going to be able to throw flags now? That seems like a great idea. Edition. The interesting couple of tidbits already coming out of the NFL Scouting Combine about things the UFL is going to do as kind of a testing ground. I'm intrigued by these. Edition. The Brian Gutekunst scheduled to speak this afternoon in Indianapolis edition. And the can't wait to find out what ChatGPT thought of Tausch's imitation of Frank Caliendo's imitation of John Madden edition of Wilde and Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And so is the Packers Hall of Famer. Annex Wealth Management's favorite host of webinars, Coors Light's favorite pitchman, friend of American Family Insurance, and everyone else in the beautiful state of Wisconsin. It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. I got a little bit of FOMO that I'm not in Indy, but again, Goody talks. Matt LaFleur doesn't even go anymore. If Matt LaFleur's not going, I don't know why anybody goes. But nevertheless, Goody will speak today. I'm sure he will say that we want everyone back. and we want to re-sign everyone, and we want to keep everyone.
So
but
you
that's
didn't
not gonna
go
happen.
just because LaFleur didn't go?
No, I didn't go because
You don't want
it's
to.
an expensive thing, and I'm not sure that that's an expense that we're willing to pay for.
All right.
So
Good deal.
it's not like the old days. What do you remember about your combine?
Not
Did you
much.
crush it?
It's 26 years ago. No, not much. No, I didn't crush it. I did not. That's why I was a 7th-round pick. I remember being excited to be invited to it.
Yeah.
And I think I had, good moments, but my 40 was never great. But my 10 was good. I think if it was a RAS score, I would have probably been better. Although I don't even know, maybe there was a RAS score, but I would not want to go back and do it again. It was not something that you'd look back and say, "Boy, that was fun. Let me chew on that again."
Well, certainly not with that bad knee of yours. We don't want you running any 40s nowadays. Well, we're scheduled to speak with Evan Cohen, and I'll be curious to see what he has to say. Now, he is a lifelong. Did he grow up a Jets fan? I know he's a Patriots fan now. But did he grow up a Jets fan or a Giants fan? Do we know that?
I don't have a clue. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'll have to ask him because the Packers made headlines yesterday with something they've been doing now for 5 years. Of course, they didn't actually say that they were doing it until last year, if you recall, and we talked about it on the show then. The use your tickets as intended rule, or we're going to take them away from you. This announcement actually came through during our show yesterday, but we were having so much fun with John Madden and the U.S. hockey team's win and everything else that we were enjoying that we decided to save it for today, and I noticed it got a lot of attention nationally. The Packers are basically, as they said last year, if you have sold your season tickets and not attended a game yourself, and I believe it is multiple years, I think you have to have attended at least one game over a 2-year span. If you've sold all your tickets over that span, they may take them away. Now, I don't know how this... I mean, it doesn't hurt, but I don't think it probably reduces the number of visiting fans getting tickets as much as they would like it to. But this is something they thoroughly believe in, and they are even more aggressive in the announcement this year than they were last year. And that, I think, is partially why it got the attention it did. Tausch, you saw this. What did you think when you saw it?
I thought last year when you first heard this, it made some sense. And listen, man, we live in a society that it is supply-demand. The fact that we have, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people on waiting lists that are chomping to get in. I don't love the fact that we continue to raise prices and then hammer people with PSLs and other things. That part's a little frustrating. But as far as this goes, I want you to. I'm a little bit torn because part of me is saying we're a capitalistic society. If you want to buy stuff and sell it, you can. Mm-hmm. But I also respect the fact that it's a private enterprise, and you have the right to, set the rules that you think are best suited for your organization as long as they're not crazy. And this isn't crazy. You could still sell a couple games a year. You just can't sell all of them. And if you do that more than 1 year, you're subject to doing this. So I'm torn as an individual, but as an entrepreneur and as someone that can appreciate how this goes from a business standpoint, this helps the Green Bay Packers. And I think, as ChatGPT and the AI, when we get transcripts in there and they give us feedback, how does this help the Green Bay Packers? How does this affect the Green Bay Packers? This helps the Green Bay Packers. When you have things like this, and I've always told you, when people get after Green Bay, when I don't remember who was trying to say they were cheap and they were doing this, I was like, no. There's plenty of criticism to go around. Green Bay Packers are not cheap. Green Bay Packers do everything in their power, football-wise, business-wise, to say, I give you no excuses as players. And one of the things that we've heard a lot of, and especially with Matt LaFleur, is why are we making noise on offense? Get better educated as far as when we need you to be loud. And I know some fans are up and I'll cheer how I want. No, that part I disagree with fans on. You're there, and if you're there to support your team, which I think everybody is, and you want to be entertained, just like I don't have any problem with you booing them off the field at halftime if it's 21-3 and we stink. But if it's third down and I've been out there, I want you loud for the other team, and I don't want to have to go silent, count, and hear it. So this policy, pun intended,
nicely done,
I think is good because it does help both the Green Bay Packers and the football team, because I want as many green and gold and orange jacketed cats in that building as many times as possible. And I'm not telling you that you can't, if somebody from New York or Dallas is coming and giving you 6x the value of that ticket, I am not telling you can't sell it. Neither are the Packers. But what they are saying is you can't just make this, we're the money makers in this operation, not you. And as a business I respect that, but it's more about how you go about and what you're doing to help as an organization. What we're doing and the policies we're implementing, are they helping you win football games? That's it. That's their goal. And I'm not mad at them for trying to implement that.
So, all right. So a couple of things that I'm curious about. One, I'm a little bit, I don't want to say apprehensive, but it feels like a slippery slope, right?
How so? What's slippery about it?
Well, that they can go. Where does it stop? Right? Are they? Is this the extent of it? Because as it was explained to me last year, because I had a bunch of follow-up questions about it, and I had someone explain it to me. It is if you sold 100% of your tickets for multiple years. Okay, I'm on board with that. Okay, I happen, and look, I am as critical as anyone when it comes to their ticket prices going up every year. They have gone up every year, with the exception of 2021 when we were coming out of the pandemic.
Hey, quick question, and I heard someone talking about the NBA and tanking, and I think it was Barkley. What if you just base everything off of your season and how much winning you've done? If you went from 11 to 4 wins, you have to drop your ticket prices by 7%.
I love that idea.
And if you win, go from 6 to 14 wins, you do the math, you can raise your ticket prices by that percent. It all is based on, because you're not going to lose out. You're not going to lose doing that. The NBA is basically, Barkley is basically saying, if you stink, you got to drop your ticket prices. If you're in the NFL, that's a slippery slope. But that would be more interesting to me than just every team raising their ticket prices 6, 8, 10% a year. Continue.
Well, so I think I have a different perspective because my family and my brother has the tickets, unless he's been selling them every time and maybe he's losing them. But we've had the tickets in our family since the 1940s when the Packers played at State Fair Park. So while I don't personally use them, I certainly did as a kid sitting behind home plate at County Stadium. And I know that the prices have gotten to a point where many fans will sell some of their tickets, not all.
And that's still allowed under this policy,
yes.
right?
And by the way, I think that there should be nothing wrong with that. And even if you sell them to a Vikings fan, if it allows you to be able to afford what is not a cheap day at the ballpark.
I agree with that.
I'm fine with
I
it.
would prefer you do it to non-divisional teams, but I get it, man. Bears fans are going to pay top dollar.
Sure.
I get it.
So again, the slippery slope I have is what could they require next or threaten you with next?
Give me a couple of examples. What worries you about a slopage?
You cannot. You have to
wear green and gold. You have to wear issued gear from the pro shop, that would bother me.
Yeah. No, you cannot resell division game tickets.
I don't even know how you'd enforce that, but yeah.
Well, everything's digital. They're able to track whether you personally attended the game or not.
That's why you should start spending cash, because I don't want that to take over the world, but that's another story for another day. Okay, continue.
Right? Because if you scan it on your ticket on your phone and you did not transfer it to someone else, then they know Mark Tauscher attended the game.
I'm not on board with that. I agree with you. You can't start mandating Bears fans. You can't sell your tickets to Bears fans.
And I'm not saying that they're planning on doing that.
Somebody could lie on the other end. You could say, "Oh, this guy's a big Packer fan from
He just
Waukegan.
lives in Chicago." Yeah, right, exactly.
How the hell do you know if a guy's a Bears fan or not?
I don't know.
That's my point. Like, what are you gonna now? All of a sudden, you got to go to court. What are the Packers going to put a court up there? And you got to say, "Well, I knew Johnny was from Waukegan, but he had green and gold on when I talked to him."
Right.
They ain't going to do that.
It was just a far-flung example. I'm saying that there are other ways that they can make rules that you have to follow. Again, I am completely understanding.
But but you're worried about it. So, I mean, that part, okay, what really is worrying you?
Well, like you said, I don't love the idea of deciding things that if you paid for your tickets, you should be able to do with them what you please. But if
you buy an airline ticket, I can't go and sell it to Lenny down the street.
Well, I think
this is like an airline. It is.
No, it's not.
No, it is. I think it is.
How many people resell airline tickets at all? Sports tickets are there. There's an entire secondary market.
You can get refunds.
Yeah, but you can't. I have this ticket for Mark Tauscher to fly to Puerto Vallarta. He's decided not to go.
Don't go to Puerto Vallarta.
He sold it to me at a discount,
Allegedly.
and now I'm going to risk my life to go.
Not allegedly.
I'm saying they have the same powers the Green Bay Packers do as an airline.
Let me just read the quote.
Well, Jason, you're concerned, and I'm curious what the big concern about is for you.
Because again, their statements, the way they say these things. The team wrote that the tickets are intended for holders, quote, personal enjoyment, and for that individual, along with their family, friends, and business associates, to attend games and support the Packers. If a ticket holder, quote, cannot personally attend a game, they should make efforts to ensure their season tickets will be used by their fellow Packers fans.
I'm going to tell you that part is very tricky because there's interest that the Packers will have that won't align with that. Partnerships that are based in different cities that they're going to have fans that come in. I've seen it. And they're rocking Seahawks gear and other stuff, and you're kind of like, huh. You know, if you're an alumni walking around and you go into these suites and you're like, huh, well, that's interesting. And I don't have a problem with it. Nobody else should either. That's why I don't think in good faith you're going to have a ton of enforcement on that.
Our season ticket holders are central to Lambeau Field's significant home field advantage and game day experience. We continue to emphasize the purpose of having season tickets, which is to attend games and contribute to that atmosphere.
Jason, you've been to road. I know you don't go on the road anymore unless it's a worse preseason game than any game you could ever imagine.
We didn't know that at the time.
No, you did. We told you well in advance that was going to be the case. But where do you rank Lambeau as a home field advantage?
Ooh, good question. So I traveled for the first 20 years of covering the team.
And by the way, Lambeau since the big expansion at South End Zone, a lot louder. I didn't play. I haven't played since the expansion. I'm telling you, I've been to enough games. It is noticeably louder because there were times, I'll never forget, we're playing the Dolphins on a noon game, and I could hear on third down, I'm playing. I'm on the bench getting up and trying to watch our defense make a stop. And I could hear their coach yelling out to the players out on the field. And I was like, we can't have that. Continue.
I would say Seattle is better. I would say, obviously,
let's just rank the North. Where are we home field advantage-wise in the North? I'll get to that after I tell you about Pella and our homes. They need to be ready for just about anything in Wisconsin year-round. That's why Pella focuses on quality and durability and everything that they do. The right windows and doors vastly improve your home's comfort, efficiency, and overall style. And with Pella, you're going to get expert recommendations designed around your home, your needs, and within your budget. You ain't selling any, you're not resell. Once you buy Pella, you can't resell those things. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're keeping them because they are the best. Don't miss out on 0% financing for up to 4 years. It ends on February 28th. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more. I am intrigued. Where do we rank? Where does Lambeau Field? Because that's what this all comes down to.
What is happening right now?
I'm trying to stay on the clock. Jesse said, get out. I'm getting out. Where do we rank? Home field advantage-wise, in the North, when all teams are good, where do you fear going the most? I'll ask you guys, and we'll ask you next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for the Blue Mountains of cold, refreshing Coors Light. Whether you're tailgating pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill, crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process: cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue when chilled to perfection, which, besides the refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We're on the Bucks.
If you're a star player, why would you want to go to Milwaukee and get locked in?
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
Only to have it not work out and Giannis decide he wants to bail.
Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
As a mom, I'm glad my son plays school sports. It's where he has fun with his friends. He contributes to the team. Oh, and he stays out of trouble.
Support your school's athletic programs. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Your seat at the table just got better. Step into the High Limit Room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. This is true high limit play. Experience enhanced game rules, including blackjack where the dealer stands on soft 17. Better odds, faster play, and authentic action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Your next hand could be your best yet. Find your edge, play your rhythm, and raise the stakes in the High Limit Room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just a priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Brewers baseball is back.
First pitch swinging and a drive to deep left. It's way back and way gone for Brandon Lockridge. First home run of the spring.
You're listening to Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
So, do I talk now?
If you want to, yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure I understand how we're doing the show. All right, first of all,
since you're so sensitive, man.
I'm not sensitive. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Just admit that you're sensitive.
I am, but that's not why. That is unrelated to why I'm annoyed.
Is it?
First of all, I didn't get to complete the thought.
Oh God.
On the
Can't
airline
wait for the
ticket.
Ric Flair minute today. I think we got 2 reads. It's going to be 2 minutes of Ric Flair today.
Again, while we don't like Bears fans, Vikings fans, or Lions fans, I don't think the reselling of an airline ticket comparison was apt. Because while we don't like those fans, I don't think it's the same danger as selling the ticket to, say, a terrorist. So I don't think that one was on point. Secondly.
No, it's the industries. I'm telling you, they have basic monopolies on what's going on. That was my point.
I'm with Jason. I don't think that's your best work.
I don't really
I think
care.
you know it's not your best
It's not
work.
my best, but it's not. The fact, what I'm saying is there's businesses that set the rules. You don't have to like it, but they're going to do it because they can. Airlines can do it, and so can the Packers. Period. Fin. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not trying to make some great comp. I'm telling you, that's how these businesses work. You don't like it, don't fly. You don't like it, don't go to the game. Does that make more sense to y'all? Because it does to me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Secondly, I don't know how many Packers fans travel to Chicago, Minneapolis, and Detroit. So they would have firsthand experience with the various home field advantages. It's been a while since I was in Detroit. I think 18 or 19 was the
Mr.
last.
Detroit over here, though. We literally got a guy that does all of his spring break trips to Detroit.
Yeah, and there's no bowl game there anymore, which has got to be devastating
Very
news for him.
disappointing that they got rid of that bowl game. I was looking forward to Wisconsin being in that this year. Old T and I were going to ruin Matt LePay. We were all going to head up there to Detroit day after Christmas.
Were they going to rename that the Close the Gap Bowl? I am curious.
Go boo in a bowl.
Not bad. Not bad.
I would say Minnesota 1, Detroit 2, Green Bay 3, Chicago 4. But again, I think it's game dependent. Right? Like,
for sure it is.
The Packers winning 11 in a row under Matt LaFleur against the Bears, including 6 of them on the road, would allow you to say, well, of course the home field advantage sucked because they weren't competitive. They were usually losing the games.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. And again, this is back when I played. Teams looked forward to coming to Green Bay, history and everything else. And it was not a place, again, this is pre-expansion. It was not a place you needed to do silent count. Because for me as a player, I'm just going to go as a player, former player. I always looked at it like, how loud is the building? Can I hear the snap count on first and second down? Because almost all decent buildings, third down is going to be a bear. You go to I went to the Metrodome knowing I ain't going to hear Jack all day.
Correct.
That's why it was so emotional to win up there because it's so hard. Detroit was not bad because they stunk. But I think Lambeau Field, there is a mystique and an aura, and it is a lot louder now than it was. Teams do have to use the silent count earlier. It has become a much better home field advantage than what it was. But there's still going to be people, and I know our fans will say there's still too many people, especially in the Milwaukee package, that don't get up, and they're not loud, and they're not making it as miserable for the opposing team as possible. And you got Jartsy yelling and pleading with people to make more noise.
He's also shushing them when the offense is on the field.
Yeah, but you want, we've disagreed on this. I want that. I want our crowd to be quiet. You remember Peyton Manning? You could hear a pin drop in that RCA don't back when he played because he's audibling. He's doing all this stuff. I want that availability to me because it helps my team. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where Lambeau ranks as a whole in the NFC. I do know that I think opposing teams, and we've seen this in the playoffs, we've seen it, it has gotten more difficult to play at Lambeau Field than it was. That's factoring in conditions and whatnot, and it feels like teams never figure out what to do with their cleats. But I'm strictly saying from a crowd noise because if you don't think Matt LaFleur has pushed this narrative the day he got here, because my guess is he's been around the league and he had heard, boy, it ain't very tough to play there, not real loud, not as loud as some of these other places, and he wanted to fix that. That's why he's been as adamant about the things he's been. It's not he's doing this for fun. He's doing it because he knows it helps win. If you get 2 false starts a game, or if you get a snap that you snap early because you couldn't hear, somebody misses an audible and all of a sudden it's a pick six, those little things matter, and LaFleur has pounded on that from the day he's gotten here, has he not?
He definitely doesn't feel as though, we got some bad news for you, my friend. You know what? We're going to interrupt our discussion because who is the one player on the free agent market?
Oh, is he re-signed with the Ravens?
That we have been adamant.
Oh, they tag him?
No. Eric DeCosta is at the podium right now. He is the Ravens general manager, and he said, and I am quoting from Ian Rappaport, that the Ravens have made Tyler Linderbaum a, quote, market-setting offer.
He hasn't signed yet.
He has not signed yet.
Okay. Well, how does they know what the market is? They haven't even gotten to market yet. Free agency hasn't started. He doesn't know.
That's nothing burger.
That I think we had maybe a misconception that they were going to say,
if they, for certain, did they tag him? Because if they tagged him, it's over. Right now, it's getting less likely. I told you it was going to be less likely.
Yeah,
but
you did. Yep. Okay.
It seems as if Baltimore is a good organization, so I was surprised that it even gotten to this point. But they don't let good organizations don't let great players out their doors when they're in their 5th year.
And it does not sound as though Eric DeCosta is interested in letting a very good player out his door. So that, I think, was important. We'll get back to the ticket thing after we talk to Evan Cohen and after I tell you.
Oh, you're teasing. All right, tease it out.
Woo! Limousine riding, jet flying.
My God.
Kiss stealing.
I think it's gotten worse.
Wheeling and dealing.
It's definitely gotten worse.
Son of a gun. Woo! That's right. Ric Flair is coming to Milwaukee on March 27th at the Riverside Theater for Thanalysis Live. Thanasis Antetokounmpo with the WWE Hall of Famer and global icon himself. Woo! This isn't a cameo. This isn't a 5-minute interview. This is a full live show. High energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind-the-scenes moments that you've never heard. And if you know Thanasis, you know he's going to be bringing the juice, the energy, the laughs, the surprises. And when Ric Flair grabs the mic, anything can happen. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. Lock in yours now at TALiveshow.com. That's TALiveshow.com. Woo! Analysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater, presented by Grubel Offices at Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Woo! Evan Cohen joins us next. Woo.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6. And follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor. When neighbors connect through the Feeding America network, small actions ripple into lasting impact. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Take action to end hunger now at feedingamerica.org.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners. Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
Make your fitness goals last with Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country with 2 locations right here in Madison. At Johnson Fitness and Wellness, you'll find top-rated treadmills, strength equipment, ellipticals, bikes, and more, all guided by certified fitness experts who match the right equipment to your goals, space, and budget. And with white glove delivery and installation, plus flexible financing options, you can build your home gym with confidence. Visit one of their stores today or online at johnsonfitness.com.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honey's. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honey's to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honey's experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country. Shop in-store or online at johnsonfitness.com.
Joining us now from Unsportsmanlike, It is Evan Cohen. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, Tausch, Jesse, how are you guys?
Did this Packers policy make it onto your program?
It was pitched before the show by me. We had a lot of things. So basically, just to take you behind the scenes, at 6:12 a.m. Eastern, 5:12 Central, I got a note in my ear, hey, this Eagles story is about to come out. We got to scrap some things and rearrange some things. So as soon as that came out, that became more of the focal point with the Nick Sirianni comments around A.J. Brown, but it was absolutely discussed. There's so many angles to this. Just thinking about what I was going to say on our show, which now I will say for the first time on your show, as if everyone's waited with bated breath. Exclusive on my take. I'm not even interested in my take, so I don't know why anybody else would be. Anyway, here's my thing. I thought the Packers fans were the best fans in the world. I thought they Packers fans lived and breathed Green Bay Packers. So the first thing is wow, we're at the point where the resale is more interesting than the sale. And then if you're the Packers, you're going to now tell your fans how to act. That's an odd thing for you to tell your customers in business how to act. The Wilde and Tausch fans, what you guys tell them, because I've listened enough and been on enough, is here are the many different ways you can consume the show. Here are many great advertising partners that we want you to support. We're not threatening you. There's almost some level of I guess I'm more so asking a question. Was this a threat to fans? Are they really going to go in the stands and be like, oh my God, Mark Tauscher has a cheese grater? We're kicking him out and taking his
It ain't about away? The cheese grater. I saw Florio pushing that because he it's not about cheese graters. It's not.
Well, what was your take on it,
Jason thinks it's cheese grater. You think it's about cheese graters?
I think it's keeping people. I think primarily it is a concern about having the type of people
there are 6
that
fans
wear
with
purple.
cheese graters in Lambeau, and we're worried about that?
No. Thank you for asking me the question and then not letting me answer it.
Well, get to it.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Get mad at me about it. I think, go ahead.
I like Tausch getting blamed for this. This is a good
somehow
one.
That's my fault. Yeah.
I agree, Jason. It is his fault.
Thank you. It's good to have you on my team. It is about keeping people that would wear cheese graters on their heads out of the building. It's about keeping people that wear Honolulu blue out of the building. It is about keeping people that wear purple out of the building. Primarily, that is the issue here. They use the phrase that fans are not using the tickets as they are intended. So yes, that is what it's about. Now, is it specifically about foam cheese graters? No, of course not. But they are acknowledging that their home field advantage is not what they want it to be. You said that yourself earlier in the program.
No blank. That is what it is. That's the point.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So thank you for agreeing.
It ain't about no cheese grater. That's all. That was
but isn't that in itself surprising for someone outside looking in like myself? I lived in the state of Wisconsin for 4 or 5 years.
What do you got going on?
But
are you being
I'm at
detained?
Grand Central Station. I've been stuck in the city because of this massive snowstorm, and now I finally
snowstorm
get to
was
go
yesterday.
home.
It's still not snowing. Get your blank figured out. Get the roads plowed.
What do you want me to do here?
I don't know.
You have an issue with everything.
I don't have an issue with anything.
He does today. He does.
Snappy,
yes,
he does. Snappy.
Well, I wasn't sure if we had an episode of Cops going on here. I wasn't sure what.
I didn't know I didn't know Steve Snapper Jones, may he rest in peace.
Oh, it's
back
good.
On the broadcast.
Don Cricky and Jones here, right?
Wish the Cops theme was royalty free.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's not duty free.
I just walked into Grand Central. There's something garlic smelling that's unbelievable. What is this?
Garlic in a good way, or
garlic's always good.
Yeah, like almost like a shrimp scampi.
Ooh.
This is good.
Yeah.
What am I
Shrimp
smelling?
scampi.
That is tremendous.
Is it as good as those pretzel wrapped hot dogs at the mall when you smell those?
That's gross, Jesse.
No, there's
Jesse.
no better smell than when you're walking in the.
No, it's gross.
No better smell.
Yeah, the pretzel wrapped hot dogs when they're making those.
We're losing.
Oh my
losing
gosh, those
the
are so
topic.
good.
Chat GPT is going to be all over this. I'm telling you.
Put it up there. Put it up there. By the way, as to what is better. A better smell.
No,
shrimp
Cinnabuns
scampi?
are the best. That's
No,
the smell
hold
that
on,
everybody
but
goes to.
No, it's shrimp scampi.
No.
Or the pretzel things that Jesse just said.
Well, pretzels.
Anyway, okay.
Get to the point. Yeah, come on.
Well, I was trying to.
That's Jesse's fault. So we've had a Tausch fault. Nobody's fault but Evan's so far. That's shocking. Continue.
Oh, yeah. Pot calling the kettle. Anyway, so here. Let's just say Packers business management front office gets together and say, hey, listen, we got an issue here. These other teams in the division are kind of coming up now, especially in Chicago and Detroit, and we can't have the outsiders on the inside of our stadium. Like, Lambeau has to be all Packers fans. How do we address this? I personally do not believe the borderline threat to the Packers fans is where you go. I think you kind of state the obvious and give the hint. In other words, you come out and say, we know we have the best fans in the world, and we know that our fans are going to buy tickets to sit in our stadium and not to sell them. Because what we want every game is for every seat to be someone rooting for the Green Bay Packers. And what we never would want is for anyone to be rooting against them. So we strongly urge our Packers fans to buy as many tickets as possible, to sit in those seats yourself, and to celebrate this team, because we have big plans for this year, and we want it to all be green and gold. Instead of something along the lines that could come off as, if we find you rooting for another team, we could take your season tickets away. Which I don't even know how they can legally do that.
Yeah, I don't know how you enforce that. That was the question I had. And that's why they're not. They're saying if you sell all of your season tickets, but if you sell it to a Packer fan, do they care? Seems like they do.
They're saying, well, because they can't, as you so astutely pointed out earlier, there may be Bill in Waukegan, who is a Packers fan living in the Chicagoland Bears region, that you sell your tickets to, that wants to come and cheer for the Packers. They can't legislate making sure you don't sell it to an opposing fan, so they're just making this blanket statement that if you sell all of your tickets for consecutive years, we are going to take your tickets away.
So
that is their
Jason,
position.
can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
What I did was skim the Packers press release thing on their website. I haven't read Demovsky or read you or heard you on this yet today. What was the reason for this? What was the jump off for addressing?
Sounds like it was cheese graters. About this? Sounds like it was four dudes wearing cheese graters at Lambeau.
But that happened months ago.
Well, it takes a while to get this policy out.
All right, so if I may.
Yes, you may.
Thanks.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for a long time, there has been a block of passed down season tickets that are controlled by a small number of people but a large number of tickets. I'm not exactly sure how that happened back in the 50s and the 60s. And by the way, it is not Milwaukee County Stadium fan package people. This is local Green Bay folks. And whether they own bars or whatever it may be, but they kind of are de facto brokers, and they sell those tickets. Now, the good news is, generally speaking, those get sold to local folks that are Packers fans. The secondary market has obviously exploded, and there are plenty of people that need to sell their tickets for some of the games in order to afford the season ticket package. Because for a normal person, it has gotten very expensive. I can speak from experience. So I think what they are trying to do is just make sure that those people that have the tickets, at least this is their argument, solely for the purpose of reselling them, that they are forcing these people, look, we're going to take away your tickets if you don't use some of them yourself. So if you have...
Yeah, but Jason, just to stop you there for a second, that's like hypothetically someone reaching out to the two of you and saying, I know I have nothing to do with Wilde and Tausch, nor ESPN Wisconsin, but here's what I would like you to talk about on the show today. And you'd be like, excuse me? You don't work for our business? You don't run our business? We're not business partners with you? In what world do you think you can do this?
And I agree, because the theoretical version of this is fine, but when it is put into practice, there was an example last year of a family that has had tickets for a long time. Someone in their family was sick, So they had sold their tickets for multiple years because the kids didn't want to go or they lived far away. The person who had had the tickets for a long time was dealing with a serious illness. They sold their tickets, all their tickets, 2 years in a row. The person didn't attend, and they took away the tickets. It made headlines after this policy had come out. So I don't know what the appeals process looks like. It feels like a part of it that maybe wasn't thought through completely. But again, I understand why they're doing it. It is their stadium. I think the messaging, I was told this has been in existence. This is the 5th year they've had it. Okay? Last year was the first time I ever saw it mentioned in a press release.
How many tickets have been suspended in the 5 years?
So I asked someone about that yesterday, too.
What'd they say?
A couple of thousand tickets have been reallocated from people that had them to now people that came off the waiting list and received
them. That's a lot bigger number
Well,
than I
would like to hear from those people. So, Jesse, let's go. Do your job. And
what are you, nuts? Come on, man.
No. What I would like to hear from is Jesse. Find or even just give. I guarantee people are listening right now that have maybe had their tickets suspended or given tickets because of suspended tickets. And let's hear from those people about that process.
That would be fun. But I don't
that
think
would be
that's
very
gonna,
interesting.
Yeah, but that's not going to
I
happen.
mean, we've got a guy that's been on hold since 9:07. He's still here.
We'll get to him after EFCO.
I'll take calls. Let's go.
You want to take calls?
I'll take calls.
All right, put him on.
Let's get to that call. I want one other piece
What's his
of
name?
Mark in Michigan.
All right, Mark, we'll get to you in 1 second.
Mark in Michigan, listening on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Joining us here on Wilde and Tausch, Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, 5A to 9A here on ESPN Wisconsin.
See, we got
Mark,
Jason. We got Jason irritated today, boy. We got Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
First off, big Ric Flair fan. Woo! Can't wait for the read.
You're not a bigger fan than Jason, though. Can we agree? Can we agree to that, Mark?
Okay. As a fellow Mark, I'll give you that. So, no,
Mark,
so
have you
my
had your
family
tickets
has
taken
been-
away?
No, and if they do, it's going to be holy hell of a lawsuit coming after him. Thanks to my father, I have season tickets. We've had season tickets since 1957. I don't see the biggest problem I have is how are they going to police this? Their statement yesterday was very vague. They've always been very vague. We get emails for season ticket holders. They never say, hey, if you do this, this, and this, you're in trouble. And the other thing that I want to point out, in there they say, hey, if you can't make it to a game, go on, put your tickets on NFL Ticket Exchange, and that way if you sell through there, if a drunk idiot gets thrown out using your tickets, you won't lose your season tickets. So I have
So
sold
then
on
the
NFL
Packers
Ticket
basically
Exchange.
have to direct people there. That's the way that they do it.
Right, and then they get a cut of
is.
tickets they've already sold.
The Packers want to have home field advantage, but they also don't want people making money on selling their tickets. They want to make money selling their
go
tickets.
further. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. All right, continue, Mark.
Exactly right. No, but Mark, quick question on the first part of it, Mark. No, hold on a second. So, Mark, let's just say you live in Michigan. All right, your dad gave you tickets in 1957. Let's say you bring a friend of yours, and that friend happens to be a Lions fan. They see that Lions fan at Lambeau. They then try to suspend your tickets. They let you know that. You said you would file a lawsuit immediately. Elaborate on that. What would you then do? Would you consult an attorney? How would you go about that? David Gruber obviously is where you'd go. But specifically, what would you do in that spot?
Yeah, I would make a public spectacle of it because of how long and how dedicated my family has been to this team. Born and raised into this. My father was born in Green Bay and moved over here to Michigan in 1970. And I've been going to games since I was 7 years old. Again, for me to go to a game from here to there is 6.5 hours, plus luckily I still have an aunt that lives in Milwaukee. I stay there. But all the fuel costs, all the exorbitant other costs on top of the ticket costs and parking pass that I pay for seasonally. I would launch a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against them because it's a breach of my family.
Mark, Jesse's always looking for freebies. If he goes to a Brewers or Bucks game, would you let him stay with your aunts, just out of curiosity?
Well,
That's a yes.
I think you should, right? No, you wouldn't? Okay.
Sure.
All right. All right. Well,
My hand is very accommodating.
Oh, you would? Okay.
So,
I'll probably show up empty-handed.
And you'll take leftovers home.
So, all right, Mark, I got a bunch of questions. I'm really glad we took this call, and I'm sorry we kept you waiting for it. One, you have the Green Bay based package, right? That's the green package.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
so
yeah,
how many?
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, yeah. So out of the games this past season, I did go to 4 games this season. The other games, a friend was given the tickets, and then I also have a brother who just moved back into the Port Washington area, so he was able to go to the other game that I couldn't go to.
Yeah.
So my problem with the Packers is, okay, sure, I'm transferring them, but they don't know if it's family. They don't know. There's no way of them knowing exactly that it's family.
Correct.
Or if I sold it to a guy, I put the tickets on Facebook Marketplace, sold them for $800, and I'm transferring them because I've got his email address the way that they have us transfer them. So am I going to get in trouble for that?
Right. These are all the slippery slope things. So how many tickets do you have?
I have 2 tickets.
All right, so 2 tickets for the green package. My next question for you is, and I don't need your social security number or your annual income, but for a lot of fans, you just mentioned the cost and the travel and everything else. We have gotten to a point where some fans who have that package, and frankly some that have the gold package, in order to afford keeping their season tickets that have been in their family, in my example, from the 1940s from my grandparents, they sell the tickets because it's expensive. So how often are you in a position that if logistically you can afford to go to all the games? Like, you don't need to help the cost by selling at least one game of tickets.
I would because I'm a diehard, but sometimes just schedules. Some of these the games just
Thursday
don't
night,
line up for me. Thursday night primetime games. You know, that doesn't happen for me. That's just pretty rare. So, the schedule, every time when it comes out in May, I go, well, this schedule sucks for me because I'm like, I know I can't get to this, and this game. Yeah, 2 years ago, I think I made it to 2 games. So, again, the schedule has a lot to do with it. Us being a premier team, we're getting all those. We're getting 4 or 5, primetime games a year, and half of those are home games. So, it makes it tough to travel.
That's my biggest issue here.
Evan.
So last thing for you, Mark, and thanks again, because this is exactly what I was looking for. You're not
less Evan Cohen talk. I agree. That's what you were looking for.
Wow. You are something else today. What I wanted was you are not, at least as of now, the type of fan the Packers are targeting, right? Because you go to at least a game every year, and in your case, 4 this past year, 2 a couple years ago. What I was told is that if you have sold 100% of your tickets for multiple consecutive years, that's who loses their tickets. But my point...
Jason, wait a second. Listen to what you just said. This is my biggest problem with all of this. You just uttered the words, you are not the fan the Packers are targeting.
Right.
Conceptually, an organization targeting fans, it doesn't usually go well.
And that's my point, and that is my concern about this. So at what point do they say, well, okay, you've been to 2 games the last 2 years because you have kids that play sports, and we had Thursday night and Monday night in your package and a Sunday night game that it makes it hard for you to get back for work in Michigan on Monday. The slippery slope for me is what makes this something that I would be concerned about. Because now what if they say, well, you have to go to at least 2 of your games?
Or how about this? How about if somebody you're friends with, you're taking that person to the game, that person was a Packers fan, then Favre went to the Vikings and they became a Vikings fan, and let's just call him Jesse. Then what happens?
Yeah. Mark, thanks for your call and your insight, man. We really appreciate it.
Gentlemen.
And thank you, Evan, for taking calls during your
Great
segment.
job,
It was fun.
Yeah.
That was a great. It was.
Is today Monday? Did I miss something?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. It's caller day. Very odd. Very odd. How's everybody else doing?
I heard you with Dino before we let you go. I love.
Yeah, he was good.
He's great. I love the 4-point kick idea. Why should a 22-yard field goal be?
Yeah.
I love that idea. I don't know if it'll get implemented.
Let
by
me
the
just
NFL.
give a couple of things on setup. So Dean Blandino was on. He's the
thanks.
head of officiating now for the USL.
Dean's on our
and
show
their
all the
partner.
time, so our fans know. But continue.
You think by Dino, everybody knew who you were talking about by just saying Dino?
Yep.
I gotta say,
think so.
I wasn't even sure. I assumed it was Dean Blandino, but I wasn't sure.
Comes on once every other year. He's on all the time.
I mean, seriously, Tausch. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so UFL, they're doing new rules, and they came out with it today, and they're partners with ESPN, so we had them on. And a couple of that were really interesting. 60-yard field goal or more counts for 4.
Mm-hmm.
They would have a 1, 2, and 3-point conversion. 1 would be a kick, 2 would be based on yardage, 3 would be based on yardage. And they would have alternate, best of 3 overtime possessions from the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I don't like
I thought
that.
all of those were interesting.
I don't like that.
The other thing that I thought was interesting, if people want to go back and listen, is when we asked Adam Schefter today about Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings, he said there's no reason to rule it out at this point. And I keep thinking from a football perspective how much sense that makes. But then I think about the human aspect of how it's odd to say this. I think Rodgers' Packers career would finish in such a great way if he and McCarthy were together in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with Green Bay, but it has everything to do with Green Bay. And I just kind of look at that and I say, could he ever leave? I feel like he's in a good spot with the Packers fans, but football-wise, it makes a lot of sense for him to go to the Vikings.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't win a championship with the Vikings, he's going to be fine, just like Favre ended up being fine. What the 4-point field goal thing, why I love that, 3-point game. All of a sudden, you now have to think, do I want to stop at the whatever yard line that would be, 43, so that I can kick a 60-yarder to win the game rather than to tie the game?
Like almost take a knee on a third down in that spot.
You got Aubrey or you got a big boy kicker, all of a sudden that changes the complexion of how you finish games, the drama that comes with that. And then if you're up 2, do you kick the extra point or do you go for 2? Like there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot more strategy that goes into it. I love it.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Dino did a good job. Our guy
Dino was a good boy. Dino was a very good boy.
Old Dino.
All right, I got to go do LA now.
Get out of here.
What are we doing?
Yeah, we're trying.
Bye.
Get out.
Bye.
That is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike.
How'd that go?
It went. Mark was great, and I don't mean Tauscher.
Got him.
Yeah, I got stung.
Speaking of Mark Tauscher, Tauscher's going to tell us about Iron Jock, and we're going to give some Iron Jock gear away.
Indeed, we will. You know what? As a former athlete, I've worn just about every workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you work. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry and comfortable. Go ahead, look now. Go ahead, start your shopping at ironjock.com. And now is your chance to win Iron Jock socks and hat. Caller number, let's go 80. 80. Caller number 80 will win some Iron Jock socks and a hat at 844-770-3776.
844-770-3776. Good luck to caller 80. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Unsportsmanlike's Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Huracan Bank. Founded by inventors and fueled by community, Huracan Bank has been helping Wisconsin businesses grow for 130 years. Now serving Milwaukee, Huracan Bank, doing good for 130 years.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and I love making new memories enjoying it with my family today. Looking for an easy win for lunch or dinner? Pizza Hut's My Hut Box lets you choose your entree. A personal pan pizza, a melt, or now, wings. Boneless or traditional wings start at just $6.99. One box, tons of options, all day, every day. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, feed good times. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. A Sunday showcase. Nick Boyd on fire in Sunday's victory over Iowa. 27 points, 10 dimes, and a rebound shy of a triple-double. Boyd on what pushes him to perform at a high level. Audio courtesy Wisconsin Athletics.
I love to compete. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason why I came here. Play against the best guys in the country, whether it's point guard, shooting guard, center, whoever it is. That's the reason why I came to the Big Ten. So I love to compete. That's the name of the game.
The 17th time Boyd has recorded at least 20 points. Wisconsin with a Wednesday night tilt at Oregon, 10 p.m. tip-off.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
Homer here from ESPN Wisconsin. Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business for 130 years, Horicon Bank has helped Wisconsin businesses grow, doing banking differently since 1896. If you're a local business, that same local approach is part of the Milwaukee business community, bringing decisions closer to you. Financing approved in days, not weeks. Bankers who understand your business. Products built for real cash flow needs. When it comes to commercial lending, Horicon Bank gets the job done. Together, doing good for 130 years.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
At Gruber Law Offices, we've helped tens of thousands of families after a serious accident. Our priority has always been our clients. We're here for you whenever you may need us. One call, that's all.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Evan Cohen, who we enjoyed our time with, especially since it was largely taken up by Mark in Michigan. And I'd like to take more of these calls. I am intrigued by how Packers fans feel. If the YouTube comments are any indication, there's definitely debate to be had here. Because, and to Tausch's point, I do think that if you're a Packers fan, the number one thing you want is for your stadium to have a home field advantage. And I am sure that there are Packers fans who make every effort possible that if they can't go to a game, that they sell their tickets to a fellow Packers fan.
You think that's changed? Do you think people are more interested in their own bottom line?
I'm guessing that there are some, though.
I would think most people should be. I mean, listen, man, tickets have gotten very expensive. There is no doubt. I don't even know what's a good seat right now. A good ticket to Lambeau. What is it? 180?
100, yeah, somewhere in that range, yes, depending on where you are in the bowl.
And you do that times 9 games when you have 9, and you got your preseason acts. You know, and I think you got hammered with a PSL when they did the expansion. So
I think someone called in last year when we were talking about something similar to this and said for a family of 4 to go to one Packers game, it's easily running you $1,000.
Yep, I remember that call too. Yep.
Oh, that's
easily $1,000.
Very easily.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I want to take more calls on this, 844-770-3776. Now that we got Tim in Verona, his socks and his hat from Iron Jock on our contest, he was caller 80.
This is tough. We need to ask everyone to stop calling for the contest because it's over. But some people are gonna hear this like 90 seconds from now. So
sure. Stop calling and then start calling.
This is a real pickle here.
The pickler. We should do the pickler read instead of Bucks Plus.
Woo!
But at the same time, I don't know about other people. The times that I've had to sell tickets for something that I couldn't go to, I am usually looking to just recoup what I spent and have it be low effort.
Now, with hangers, you want to make a 200% profit, but with tickets, you want to push. Is that what I'm understanding?
You are in rare form.
The hanger
today.
distributor is the Packers. They're very upset.
So
the dry cleaner place is calling Wilde. Hey, you can't sell my hangers.
Tune into the new season of Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. All kinds of great content. I think it's season 6 now of Behind the Bucks. I think this one is narrated by Charlie Behrens. The last one was narrated by Marcus Johnson. All kinds of great behind-the-scenes stories. Behind the Bucks can be found on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and text line. This is more. Where do you stand on this? I want to hear both sides of this argument. Are you a fan who goes to every single game and you don't want some knucklehead from Detroit or Minneapolis or Chicago sitting next to you in the seats that were sold by one of your row mates? Are you someone who needs to sell your tickets to be able to afford the tickets for the games that you are going to as a season ticket holder? Wherever you stand on this, we want to hear from you. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and text line. The 10 o'clock hour begins in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. what could be a make-or-break stretch for the remainder of the Milwaukee Bucks season really getting underway tonight as the Bucks continue a homestand this week against all teams in the Eastern Conference playoff picture. Started with a loss to the Raptors on Sunday. Night one of a back-to-back tonight. The Bucks hosting the Miami Heat tonight at Fiserv Forum. The Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow night. Both games tip at 7 o'clock. Both games will be heard right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Pre-game coverage for both games begins at 6:30 tonight with Justin Garcia and Dave Kane. The Bucks listed as 6.5-point underdogs for tonight's game, hosting the Heat. Meanwhile, the Marquette Golden Eagles on the road visiting Georgetown tonight. Tip at 6 o'clock on our sister station, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Homer on the call. The Badgers out west, 10 p.m. Central Time tip tomorrow night, visiting the Oregon Ducks. Then against Washington on Saturday afternoon. Wilde and Tausch continues right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. A little bit of breaking news about a road at night, which obviously we have been very supportive of. Tim Valentine texted me, great news for a road at night. If you haven't gotten to see it in the theater, either in Madison or in Brookfield, which the Marcus Theater in Brookfield, I think it's called the Majestic, Marcus Point Cinema in Madison. They're in week 2 of having it in Madison and their first week of having it in Brookfield. The run has been extended in both locations for another week.
Let's go.
So more ways to support Howard and his recovery, more ways to see the film. They've done a great job of promoting it. Obviously, we've talked to Coach Gard and we talked to Stan Van Gundy. So, again, the website is aroadatnight.com. There you can not only find more information about movie times and the trailer and everything else, there's also a link that if you can't make it to the movies or you live somewhere that you're not able to make it to one of the screenings in person, you can still support Howard as well. There's a link there to do that. So, but another week of in-theater run, both in Madison and in Brookfield in the Milwaukee area with the Marcus Theaters, which have been a great partner for the film as well. So great to see, and obviously you guys know how much we care about Howard around here, so we're really glad to see that. All right. Jesse is working feverishly to get everybody lined up with their opinions on this. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and text line. Lists is more. Let's start with a text from there. From Terry in Sheboygan. I have a friend who moved to Colorado 30 years ago. He comes back for opening day every year. The rest of his tickets I use. I go to every game and I buy tickets to the opener so I can go with him. He's had these tickets since 1970. How would they view that situation? Well, I would say this, Terry. I hope he stays healthy and happy and is able to make the trip from Colorado for the next 2 home openers. Because if he is transferring those other game tickets to you and he can't make it to those openers, he would be in danger of losing his tickets. Multiple years of not attending a game yourself as the ticket holder. That's the rule.
So you can transfer them to kids, but you can't transfer them to friends.
Apparently, again, they're a little vague on this in terms
I would think that you could transfer them. Like in this case, I would think he could transfer them and then
right. So the question I would have is, does Terry's friend have to call the ticket office and say, "Hey, look, I don't want to lose my tickets. my buddy Terry in Sheboygan. I live in Colorado now. I'm not going to make it back. I got my hip replaced, whatever it might be. I'm not going to make it for this season. I missed last year's opener because my daughter got married. So this will be 2 years in a row. I'm not going to be there. Am I going to lose my tickets? Like, stuff happens in your life.
That's what I've heard.
So it's a great question, Terry. And again, I understand the thought process behind it, and frankly, I agree with it. My issue is with the unintended consequences that can happen. You can have good intentions, but people can still get hurt by these rules if you don't have some measure of, like, again, last year's story, and I looked for it last night while I was writing. I couldn't find it. I'll work on finding it again. But there was definitely at least one story.
Might be a good story idea for you.
Of a family that lost their tickets because there was an illness in the family. People weren't able to get to the games. I would say if Ed Policy was jumping on, if he was listening to the show and decided to call Jesse, I would say, my biggest question is, what is the appeals process? What do I get? Can I make my argument before you take my tickets away? Because in the statement,
and Lenny Briscoe.
In the statement yesterday, it does say, without warning. Tickets can be revoked without warning. So what does that mean? Let's get to a couple of calls. Again, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. I see the mayor is lined up, so I look forward to talking to him. But first, let's talk to John in Milwaukee. John, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm a 50-year season ticket holder, the Milwaukee tickets, the gold.
Yeah.
And I've never, ever sold one of my tickets, and I have 5. My beef is the Packers could do more to understand the timing of some of the games, particularly the Milwaukee season ticket holders. This year we had a run up there for a Sunday night game and for a Thursday night game. And I can see where that becomes a real hardship for a lot of people. Now, I make it work. I don't like it, and it's getting more and more difficult as I get older. Mm-hmm. But in any event, I think the Packers could do more to take the timing of these games on when they're scheduled. I would also say I'm getting more and more annoyed as the years go by, having people, fans from the other team sitting around me. The Vikings fans are the absolute worst. And the Lions and Bears aren't much better, but the Vikings are terrible.
John, so can I ask you a couple of follow-up questions before you go?
Sure.
All right, so first of all, having done this, obviously, myself at County Stadium, one of the cool things about it was that I remember going with my grandparents because we had 3 tickets, and they would always take me, and it was like a community there, right? Everybody had, because it was only a couple of games. I think it was, 3 games or whatever it was back then.
Right.
And you knew everybody around you. Like, it was very easy to pass the money down the aisle because you trusted the people because you saw them every single time the Packers played. Is that largely gone for you now? Or, what percentage would you say it's always the same folks that you've known in your section? That's my first question.
My tickets are behind the visitors' bench on the 40-yard line, about 16 rows up. They're great seats, and I've got 5 of them. I would say that I'm surrounded at virtually every game by fans from for the opposing team.
Okay.
There's nobody that I see as a regular around my seats.
All right, next question. Because 5 seats is a lot, and I am curious, when you aren't able to go, or when you're, whether it's your family, whatever it is, what do you do with the other tickets? Like, how do you go about it? Do you just Do you give them away? Do you find somebody that you know that you've got kind of lined up every year that if I can't go to a game, I'm going to sell it to them? What's your approach on that?
Fortunately, I have a big family, and we've usually got people we can fit in. However, there have been some occasions where I've donated them to the Boys and Girls Club for charity.
Nice.
And then in some other occasions, friends that we meet up there, we'll tell them, hey, I've got an extra ticket. And usually it's like one ticket.
Okay.
I've got 5, and it might end up where, I've got a single extra ticket.
All right, last question. Here's the one argument that I have against the Packers with the Milwaukee package having had them. They for whatever reason, they have tied it to the 2nd regular season game and the 5th regular season home game. Would you be more than happy for it to be at different times of the year? Because to me, that's where, like, if you've got a Sunday night and a Thursday night, like you just mentioned, I think because the first one was the Thursday night one, right? For you this year, it was the Washington game.
It was the Redskins.
Right.
It was the Commanders.
The Commanders. And so have you, or because that's to me, and I've brought this up, I brought it up with Mark Murphy when he would still talk with me, why don't you just change which games it is for the Milwaukee games? I don't understand why they're tied in to the 2nd and 5th home games of the schedule.
Absolutely. That's my point. And this year, it was a Sunday night game or a Monday night game. I'm trying to they were both weeknight games. And and it's not even very safe. If you've ever driven home at about midnight and coming down 43, it's like bumper to bumper, 75 miles an hour. And, there's a hell of a lot of people on the road very late at night coming back down to the Milwaukee area.
I have the solution for this. Thanks for the call. Thank you very much for the call. I have the solution for the Milwaukee package, Green Bay package.
Okay.
We do a draft. You do a draft. The Green Bay package gets the first pick every year. Milwaukee gets the next one, and then Green Bay gets the next 3, and then the Milwaukee package gets the next draft. Simple.
I don't know how that would work logistically.
What do you mean? You do a Zoom, you have it on Packers.com, they sell it. It'd be awesome.
I like a fan gets to volunteer to be the representative of the Green Bay or
They do a whole deal.
Milwaukee.
You put up why you're a great Packer fan with gold tickets or green tickets. They pick, and then you get to be the representative for your ticket block. It's easy, and it'd be fun. You do a different fan every year. It'd be great.
All right, so I got a text from my longtime friend Aaron Popkkey, who is the director of public affairs for the Packers. And he would like to call in to give us some more
love
clarity.
To hear from old Pop. That'd be great.
You certainly saw him more than a few times in the locker room. So while we want to take more calls and from fans, so Eric in Green Bay and Kyle Cousineau, we will get to you. But we are going to fast pass Aaron Popkkey to the front of the line. So we will hear from, he is the director of public affairs for the Packers. We can get directly from him clarification on what it is exactly that they are trying to accomplish, how they are going about it. So I am thrilled that he has been listening, and he'll be joining us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is express entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Big news from Carbless. A fan favorite, and one of my favorites, Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack. Crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
If you're looking for something fun to do this spring, come join us Saturday, May 16th for Mark Osiki's 8th annual Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament to benefit the American Family Children's Hospital and UW Carbone Cancer Center. We've raised $1 million for the kids so far. The event is a blast. We fish the Madison chain of lakes before live and silent auctions at the Alliant Energy Center. All kinds of sports memorabilia, guided trips, and a chance to win an Alumacraft fishing boat. So come join us on May 16th. Sign up today at castingforkids.org.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. You know I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and now I love making new memories enjoying it with my family today. For a limited time, Pizza Hut's Big New Yorker Pizza is just $10. An extra-large pizza with 6 huge foldable slices and bold New York-style flavor. Big size, big value, and just $10. Order right now on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, feed good times. For a limited time, order a Big New Yorker Pizza for just $10. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
When you or a loved one are faced with an unexpected injury or illness, Stoughton Health's urgent care is there for you. Stoughton Health has 4 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have urgent care locations in Stoughton, Oregon, McFarland, and Cottage Grove with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health accepts over 160 insurances, including Dean Health Plan, Quartz, Humana, and more. Please visit stoughtonhealth.com for more information. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Make your fitness goals last with Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country with 2 locations right here in Madison. At Johnson Fitness and Wellness, you'll find top-rated treadmills, strength equipment, ellipticals, bikes, and more, all guided by certified fitness experts who match the right equipment to your goals, space, and budget. And with white glove delivery and installation, plus flexible financing options, you can build your home gym with confidence. Visit one of their stores today or online at johnsonfitness.com.
We're on the Badgers.
The coaches, the players, we're bringing an entire new mindset.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
And it's to win. It's to win.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Joining us now, I don't know if he's calling from his office at 1265 Lombardi Avenue or not. We have maintained a friendship. We graduated from the University of Wisconsin the same year. We're both fans of Willie Porter. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye on issues regarding the Packers, but joining us to help us understand more clearly why the Packers have not just instituted this policy, but have told us about it the last couple of years, is the Packers Director of Public Affairs, Aaron Popkkey, on Wilde and Tausch. Pop, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I am doing well. Great to hear your voice along with Tausch, and good Willie Porter drop there.
Yeah, well, we love Willie. All right, so you've been listening.
Yeah, we do.
You've heard some of the feedback. Help us. First of all, you mentioned that maybe we had a couple things not quite right. So help us understand what we're not sharing accurately so we can start there?
Well, again, I appreciate the opportunity. And as I mentioned to you in the text, I think you and Mark and the others are hitting on most of the points. And, as we always do, we try and be clear in any communication that we put out. But, sometimes it gets missed as people read or listen or hear that sort of thing. But I think you guys were right on in talking about, our intent here is on the home field advantage. As you all talked about, Mark, you spoke of it, having experienced it, we have a great and significant home field advantage at Lambeau Field. So, we want to maintain that, and we want to improve that where we can too. And, that is with our ticket holders, of course, and Packers fans going to the games. And, what we said is ticket holders, and, whether it's just conversationally or in the written print of our policy, those tickets are for the ticket holders, for that person, along with their family, friends, business associates, other Packers fans, their network of fans, all those types of Packers people. The tickets are for them to go to the games, enjoy them, and support the Packers. And what we have been doing in the last few years is taking a look at ticket usage. And when we see, you guys were talking about some of the large blocks of tickets that were out there years ago, that were solely being sold on the secondary market. We wanted to have those be put into the hands of Packers fans, mainly through the wait list. So that's been part of that exercise, going back a few years ago with those larger blocks of tickets. And in recent years, we've been focusing on fans who've sold 100% of their tickets for multiple years. And as we said this year, our thinking there is that if you're a season ticket holder whose sole intent is to resell the tickets, then it's probably time to not be a season ticket holder anymore. So that's the main goal of this exercise that we've been doing these last few years, to try and get more Packers fans in the stands to help with that home field advantage. And the other thing I said recently too is we've got such a great experience at Lambeau Field that you've spoken about in a few different ways and callers have recognized. We're proud of that. And we do like hosting fans from other teams. That's part of the tradition. Lambeau's a bucket list and those sorts of things. Makes for great TV to have some fans from the other team there. We would love for that experience to continue, but, as I said, we'd like those numbers to be in the hundreds, not the thousands. So everything we're doing here is just focusing on maintaining and building, increasing that home field advantage.
Pop, how do you, I guess the question I have is, how do you monitor that? Because we had Mark call in, a 6.5 hour drive, and someone else from Colorado called in and has season tickets. And if they're giving them to Packer fans, you don't really care, right? That is a big part of it. How do you monitor that? Because if you go and you sell your tickets to Johnny in Waukegan, who's a big Packer fan, there's not a ton of issues, but it does feel like because there was those big blocks of purple and Honolulu blue, I'm with you. I want home field advantage to be huge. I get it. Matt LaFleur has been pounding on improving that and getting it better over his tenure. I just wonder how you monitor Frankie's season tickets, and if he's selling them to his friends and whatnot, how you say, well, this is how this goes. I don't know all the inner workings of it. I want to understand it better.
Sure, that's a great question. And as we say right in our policy, it's the season ticket holders. The tickets are for their use, their enjoyment, for that person, along with their family, friends, business associates, and others. Their Packers network, their network of Packers fans. So those examples that you gave, that's what we're talking about. If you yourself can't go to the game, do do your best to get them in the hands of Packers fans. And it's that normal network that people speak of, and a couple of your callers mentioned that too. I go to a few games, and I have an arrangement with my family, with my neighbors, my coworkers. We all divvy them up. That's the way we can do it. I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about. That's the practice we're hoping for and trying to encourage with this messaging. It's the ones that we see that are whether it's posting on the secondary market, like 100% of those tickets for multiple years. I mean, for that, we see that and we say, well, geez, that person's sole intent is to sell those tickets each and every year. And that's not what a season ticket holder is. And if you are transferring tickets, if those types of things, if you're getting them in the hands of Packers fans, that's what we're looking for. It's those instances where we can see that they're being sold 100% of the time. And Ticket Exchange is a great platform, and that was created, years ago. And as some of your listeners mentioned, we do encourage people to use that. But our order of use is use the tickets yourself, use them with your family, friends, Packers Network. If you and those people aren't going, get them in the hands of Packers fans. And for the times where you've exhausted all those things, Ticket Exchange is a great way to post them for sale. But that should be, last on your list. All these other things should be first. So that's what we're encouraging with this messaging. And Jason, you mentioned it. We're being more intentional this year with it than we were last year.
So, Pop, what is the process? And I don't know how many people have had their tickets revoked. I don't know if that's a number that has been shared or not, but what is it if there is maybe a miscommunication? If someone had it, was giving them to their family and friends, but they sold them all the time, and then the Packers said, well, you're selling all your tickets, you're revoking them. Is there an appeals process, or how is that? And I don't know if that has happened yet, if someone has kind of fought back and said, well, that's BS, kind of like what Mark was saying, or what has been that from your perspective from the Green Bay Packers?
No, good question, and glad to try and clarify that. Years ago when we started this process, it was, as I said earlier, it was a large block, and when we approached those people, by and large, they said, "Okay, I understand. I appreciate the process here," and that was the first year or two, and now we've gotten more into just people doing exactly what I described. And there is a process. If people have extenuating circumstances, we have a process that's outlined in the information that we send to those that we are not renewing. And speaking of that point, I should point out, and I think most ticket holders and fans understand this, but the tickets are not owned by the ticket holders. They are a year-to-year prospect. So each season, as a season ticket holder, you have the opportunity to purchase tickets. So you don't own them. You purchase them from the team. There's not a personal seat license that was purchased at Lambeau Field. There was a user fee that you paid, and you still, when you come off the wait list, that is something that still happens. You pay a user fee, which goes into a fund that helps keep up Lambeau Field. And when you are no longer a season ticket holder, you get that money back. So it's a difference from a seat license. So there's no ownership there. And the Packers choose to issue tickets to a season ticket holder each and every year. And the language states that we can choose not to renew those for any reason or for no reason. And our process now is we're taking a look at the usage of the tickets. And again, as we stated, it's people who are selling 100% of them, people who are repeatedly reselling them, that we're acting on and sending out the information about not renewing them. And then as far as the process goes, if they've got some circumstances, they can email us, explain what those are. And we've had those over the last couple of years, and we have made exceptions for people who had illnesses or people who were serving in the military and just tried to get them in the hands of Packers fans but weren't able to. And we'll take a look at that information, and if we feel it's legitimate and compelling, we've made exceptions in those certain circumstances.
Talking with Packers Director of Public Affairs, Aaron Popkkey on Wilde and Tausch. All right, Pop, I got a couple other things for you, and then we'll let you get back to the other public affairs that you're overseeing. One, to your point about the selling 100%, is that going to remain the policy? Because, again, and I think you know this because of my history as our family being season ticket holders, it is not getting any less expensive to go to games. And there are some diehard Packers fans that, on whatever their limited income may be, they sell some of their tickets so they can afford to keep the games that they want to be able to go to. So is it very clear for you guys as of now that it is, hey, if you're going to some of the games and selling some of them so you can make your payments on the tickets and afford to go, we're still okay with you? Is that a fair depiction of where you guys want to be and will remain being?
Well, I think our focus is on the usage. So if a ticket holder is going to the game, that is our focus. If you are repeatedly reselling those tickets, that's where we have a problem. Now, if you have an arrangement, and we hear this all the time, and same thing. I'm a third generation season ticket holder. Before I was an employee of the Packers, and I've got 3 siblings, I've got cousins, I've got neighbors. We all make arrangements to go to the games. Whether you physically aren't going to be in town and you can't go to a game, or as you said, it's a budget situation. Well, we know fans make arrangements to divvy up the season, and we hear those stories each and every year, and those are some of the great lore of Packers fans. The way they share the tickets with their siblings and cousins and neighbors, and the schedule comes out, and they say, all right, I pay for the tickets each year, I control them, they're in my name, so I get first choice, and I'm going to choose this game, whether they take 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, green or gold, all those types of things. Those are some of the great stories that get shared with us in the ticket office, or just anecdotally, and on game weekends at Lambeau Field, you walk through the atrium and you hear those types of stories. So those are out there, and we are perfectly fine with that. If you've got arrangements you need to make to come to games each and every year, and that's a tradition of tickets that have been in families for years, that they get used that way. And the intent is to be used by the ticket holder, or as we say, family, friends, Packers fans, network, those types of things.
At this point, how many, because what is capacity? 81,000. I think you told me that there's about 38,000 accounts for ticket holders. How many tickets to this point have changed hands that have been moved to people that have been on the waiting list?
Yeah, you spoke of that earlier. So, we've got 81,000 tickets. Now, not all those seats are right season ticket holder seats. As you know, there's the visiting team allotment, there's the media allotment, and internal uses for sponsors and all those types of things. But numbers-wise, between the green and gold package, we have over 38,000 accounts. And this exercise that we've been doing these last few years with those who have been repeatedly reselling their tickets and us not renewing them, we'll call it a few thousand tickets have become available, which has allowed us to bring over 1,000 new season ticket holders off the wait list. So, we're pleased, many and most of those tickets that are not being renewed, we're able to put toward the list, which is 155,000 names now, and fans have been on that for decades. We know those fans are ready to go to the games, and many of them go to the games each and every year through friends, family, coworkers, that sort of thing. But now they are actual season ticket holders, and we know their usage of those tickets is going to be, near 100%. So that's part of this process, because we know we've got those fans waiting to become ticket holders, and if you are a ticket holder now and your sole intent is to simply resell those, you probably shouldn't be a ticket holder anymore.
All right, last thing, and then we'll let you go. As you know, as I've mentioned many times, my grandparents bought tickets in the 1940s at State Fair Park. That's how those ended up in my family. So I am partial to the Milwaukee crowd, who I do think occasionally gets a little bit of a bad rap from green package ticket holders. But
I agree with you.
The policy is the second and fifth home game goes to the Milwaukee package. And as John in Milwaukee, our caller before you, had said, this past season, it was a Thursday night game against Washington and then a Monday night game against the Eagles. Two great primetime games, not super convenient if you are traveling up I-43 and back. Is there any discussion about changing the formula so you can have a little more flexibility? So if you have a couple of noon starts, you can have those be the green package or the gold package instead? Or is that something that you guys have looked at? Because I do think that contributes many times to tickets winding up on the secondary market for gold package folks.
No, great question. And some of your listeners and you guys may recall when we stopped playing games in Milwaukee and brought all the games up to Lambeau in '95, we made a decision then, one, to extend the opportunity to be a season ticket holder at Lambeau Field, and 96% of our county stadium season ticket holders opted to take that up. So that was great. And when we first did that, we chose games 2 and 6. It was initially games 2 and 6, home games 2 and 6. But 6 kept landing on hunting weekend. So we had a lot of complaints from fans, about it being then. Plus it was, it was a week or two later, and sometimes, the weather would get a little more challenging. There could be those travel days with more time to take. So we thought, for a few different reasons, let's just move it to 5. So games 2 and 5. And also back then, we used to put in a request with the NFL to put, to have those games only be day games.
Yep, I remember
Sunday
Bob
noon
Harlan
and
saying
the Sunday
that.
3:20.
Mm-hmm.
So we had done that with that in mind, but after a few seasons, we started hearing from the gold package fans. We're like, hey, we want one of those night games. It's a different atmosphere, and we were coming into the next generation of excellence, for however many 70s and 80s, it was always noon on Sunday. But now we were a team on the rise. We had the Super Bowl, all our Hall of Famers. We were year in and year out pretty successful, and a huge draw for the networks, growing into that. So the NFL said, hey, there's more night games coming your way. There's more primetime games coming your way. So it got more and more difficult for the NFL to schedule our games, and I know some fans don't like that, but the reality is there's more and more focus on the schedule and the networks and who gets what game. And the Packers, this is a good thing. We draw really well on TV. We're America's team in so many respects. So, we are 1/32nd of a teammate to the NFL, so we have to keep that in mind too. So what, the NFL kept coming to us and saying, hey, this game's 2 and 5 and only day games, it's becoming more of a challenge. Plus we had fans who were saying, hey, we want those night games. So we said, you know what, it'll be easier logistically for the whole scheme of things for the NFL. Hey, games 2 and 5, home games 2 and 5, use them as you need. Now, we still make requests, for certain games. If, this fall, Tausch, we got the Badgers here with Notre Dame.
That'd
so, that weekend, it's landing Labor Day weekend, so that's a different thing. But the Wisconsin LSU game was in the midst of the early season, so we had to protect that weekend. So every now and then you're still going to make requests for certain weekends, but because the NFL schedule has become such a very, very specific process that has to meet so many different needs, it was just too difficult to try and hold those games. Plus the fans enjoyed both. And basically what we said is, year after year, sometimes it's going to land in a funky way with a couple of night games. But other years, they're going to get a couple of division opponents that are on Sundays, and, those types of things. So over the course of several years, it's going to even out, so to speak.
Aaron, we appreciate you jumping on and helping us understand what's going on there at 1265. We appreciate that a lot. Thanks a lot.
Oh, my pleasure. And really, fellas, anytime. Appreciate the time you're taking to discuss these things, and hopefully that clarified a few things.
All right, get Willie Porter to sing a national anthem this season, okay?
Hey, we're working on it.
All right, thanks, Aaron.
All right, guys, thank you.
That is Aaron Popkkey, the Director of Public Affairs for the Packers. We will continue to take your calls and texts on the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Got to remind you, though, before we take a break, about our friend David Gruber and Gruber Law Offices. Tausch mentioned him earlier. I don't know if he specializes in those types of lawsuits, but he's got your back if you've been injured in an accident. Hopefully you never have to make the call, but if you do, there's one call to make. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. We will get to the unofficial mayor of Green Bay and a few other calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Bud Light's Mini Hoops Mania is back in the Madison area. Get in on the action at W Thursday, March 5th at 9 p.m. One lucky winner will be heading to Vegas for a chance to win $10,000. Also find Bud Light at Chasers 2.0, Jay's, and Wando's. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 plus. Begins 1/6/26 and ends 3/20/2026. Multiple entry periods. Visit BudLight.com/MiniHoopsMania rules for official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Product pricing and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Sure, you've got school spirit, but does your jewelry box?
At Chalmers Jewelers, we're proud to be an official retailer of University of Wisconsin jewelry.
Featuring the iconic Motion W, Bucky Badger, and more.
Prices start at just $65.
Whether you're tailgating, jumping around, or shouting on Wisconsin, let your jewelry join the celebration, because even Bucky loves a little bling.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
There's no safer place to feel dumb than Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
But I was impressed by several of them.
You're impressed by everything.
I love life. It's amazing what people do.
There is nothing that you see that you wouldn't go, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's not a bad way to live, though.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also available on the ESPN Wisconsin app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Pro Volleyball lives in Madison. Love Madison, Wisconsin's professional women's volleyball team brings premier talent, elite competition, and non-stop intensity to every match. Featuring world-class athletes and high-energy action from start to finish, this is volleyball at the highest level. See elite professional sports right here in Madison. That's LOVVmad.com/tickets.
At Carbon World Health, feeling your best isn't a luxury, it's a lifestyle. From advanced aesthetics and rejuvenating med spa treatments to personalized wellness care, everything there is designed around you. Whether you're refreshing your look, boosting your confidence, or investing in total body wellness, Carbon World Health combines medical expertise with a spa-like experience you'll love. Discover the med spa Sun Prairie is talking about. Book your consultation today at Carbon World Health, where wellness meets results.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Thanks to Aaron Popkkey of the Packers, their director of public affairs.
I like that because you could sit here and, I don't want to get stuff wrong. And by the way, PSLs and whatever he said, like, come on.
It didn't sound like we got much wrong. Felt good about that.
Well, I don't, but I love the fact, listen, man, I love the fact that Pop, he's in charge of stuff like this, messaging and whatnot. Give him a platform to discuss that, and I enjoyed that.
I did too.
I don't know what our fans thought, but I enjoyed it.
Well, speaking of fans, let's talk to one of them. And this guy I know works to keep
yes, he does.
green and gold fannies in the seats.
Yes, he does.
He's like
matter of fact, I think he goes. I mean, he goes almost too far. He is out there. He is trying. There's one thing I know about Coos. He is going to push to get that home field advantage as strong as he possibly can.
He's like Hinge for Packers fans looking to sell their tickets.
What is Hinge?
I think that's a dating app. Isn't that the one that Riley met his girlfriend?
How do you know about that? Oh, interesting.
Because Riley told us about it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Remember?
Hinge.
Nice try.
Sure.
Let's talk to the unofficial mayor of Green Bay, Kyle Cousineau. Kyle, good morning. Don't let the fact that you're an ambassador for the Packers in Europe affect your opinion at all. What do you got for us?
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you taking my call. I loved that Aaron Popkkey called in and tried to explain the thought process that the Packers organization has behind the policy that has been around for a few years, like you said, but has really only kind of gained some attention the last couple of years. The thing that Packer season ticket holders have to also take into consideration, I think, is that, the app that the Packers utilize is powered by Ticketmaster, as I think everybody knows. There are two options on there. You can either transfer those tickets, which is, how I send the tickets to my dad and my brother when they sit with me in my season tickets, or
Coos, that's at the price you paid, right? You're not. I just want to make sure everybody's understanding with the app.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you can. I've never done it. I've only been a season ticket holder for 2 years. I've never sold a ticket for more than what I paid for it. Right. I've never utilized the sell button on the app.
Okay.
I just transfer them to my family members or my friends.
Yep. All right.
But I think how it works is you can sell them, and that means that they're being posted then on the NFL ticket exchange, which is Ticketmaster. And I think you can set the price that you want. And that's the section of the app that the Packers are monitoring. They're looking to see if you are selling every single game as opposed to transferring. Because if they were monitoring both, anybody that comes off the season ticket waiting list, you would only get one ticket for yourself. You know what I mean? I got 4 tickets prior to the 2024 season. So I transfer 3 of my 4 tickets every home game. You know what I mean? Somebody that I know is using them, either a family. But I think there's a lot of people that are worried that, I'm transferring these tickets. That's not the same as selling them. Like Aaron had mentioned, like they're going to monitor that secondary market. How many people are posting every single ticket that is in their name on the NFL Ticket Exchange through Ticketmaster? It's interesting to me that this has become such a big thing, because I'm one of the nerds that actually read every word of the ticketing.
You read your cell phone agreement contract, though, too, don't you?
Nerd.
No, that one I did not. But I was just curious, because even before everything became digital and you had the actual tickets in hand, the big concern back in the day was, well, am I selling them to somebody that is going to
act like a
and
jackwagon,
get arrested, and then I'm going to lose my tickets?
Yeah.
You don't really hear of that happening too much anymore. I'm sure it does happen, but I think your tickets are almost protected now if you sell them on or transfer them on the ticket exchange. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And the other thing, Jason, that you guys were talking about before Aaron called in, is for the life of me, and I am not begging on the Milwaukee ticket package. My dad has. We have in our family. We have both sets of tickets. We have the green and the gold packages. For the life of me, I do not understand the second and fifth, even after listening to Aaron explain it with the TV requests and the schedule requests and all of that. When that schedule comes out in April or May, how do they not, they, meaning the Packers organization, say, this is wrong to expect our fans to drive from the Milwaukee, Madison area for night games, because on Thursdays and Mondays specifically, when there's work the next day, it's to me, it's a tough ask.
Yeah.
To have those Packer fans have to drive back at 2:00 in the morning and to get up and go to work.
Yep.
On Friday or on Tuesday after a Thursday or a Monday night game. How do they not look at the schedule and say, you know what? Here's a noon game. It doesn't matter if it's against Tennessee or if it's against Detroit or Chicago. Give them at least one noon home game on a Sunday.
Yep.
So, Kuz, before you go, what was the one thing that you heard? Is there something about this policy you don't like?
What's that?
Is there anything about this, so what Popkkey was talking about or anything else, that you don't like, or you understand why Packer fans are irritated, at least to a certain extent?
I see both sides of it, because for the last 15 years, I have tried to facilitate as many ticket exchanges between Packer fans as possible.
You have. It's your brand. That and the beard. It's dozens a game. Like thousands of tickets over the last 15 years. I have gotten, facilitated those transactions. And thankfully, through my network of being Green Bay local and social media channels, I'm able to hook up somebody that's coming in from Kentucky or North Dakota or Ireland.
From somebody local that's looking to.
Do you vet them? Because that's what I was asking Popkkey. How did you vet them? Like, just because they say they're Packer fans, how do you know they're Packer fans?
Well, to be honest with you, I tried to. I would think I have a.
Who's the backup quarterback? Tell me now.
Only a real fan would know.
Social media.
Who's the backup left guard?
Who leads the team in career receiving yardage?
Where did Mark Tauscher go to college? That's usually my
that's
number
an easy
one.
one. Everybody knows that one.
Well, they should.
I know.
But no, I mean, if somebody reaches out to me on Twitter, I'll scroll their timeline, and if depending on who they're following, if they're following the local beat writers and they're following some of the
you legit
the bigger
do
fan accounts, stuff like
so
that.
He's doing detective work. He's Lenny Briscoe. You're following. I'm on St. Brown. You're out. No, we're not selling you a ticket.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you right now. I swear to God,
I believe
that's exactly
you.
what I do. And
I 100% believe you.
I've had Bears fans that have tried to infiltrate and be like, "Oh yeah, like they'll lock they will lock their account."
Like bringing those cheese graters in here, making Wilde all mad.
No, I try my best to, and I'm sure there's been some that have slipped through the cracks over the years. But that's exactly what I try to do. And if I can't scroll back on their timeline, or I don't see any
Packers
content posted, or who they follow, or who's following them, then I let those requests fall by the wayside.
We all just need to be like Coos.
Yeah.
You got to put hours and hours in to make sure you don't. Coos, we appreciate you, and
Thank
I
you
can't
for
wait
your
when that schedule comes out, and hopefully it lines up. We're going to be drinking some cold beers.
God, what a
in
great
Germany.
picture
That'll be fun.
Thanks, Kyle.
Some big jugs in
a lot
Munich.
of big jugs.
Big jugs of
the
beer.
bar gals.
Big
Of
old jugs
beer.
with them bar gals lugging them around. Yep. Lats. They got those strong lats to carry that. Those big jugs.
Big
of
jugs of beer. Yeah. We're way behind. We still have another segment left in the 10 o'clock hour. We'll get to that
That's
next.
a lot of expertise, man. We just had a lot of expertise on it.
We're here to inform.
Yeah, I think we're going to be playing double trivia tomorrow. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Brewers baseball is in the air.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the crew.
Spring back into the baseball season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Shop Steinhoffels President's Day extended sale and save at least 10% store-wide. Plus, test rest a Beauty Rest Black for a chance to win a trip to Hawaii, only at Steinhoffels. Nick Boyd on fire in Sunday's victory over Iowa, 27 points, 10 dimes, and a rebound shy of a triple-double. Boyd on what pushes him to perform at a high level, audio courtesy Wisconsin Athletics.
I love to compete, you know what I mean? That's the reason why I came here. Play against the best guys in the country, whether it's point guard, shooting guard, center, whoever it is. That's the reason why I came to the Big Ten, so I love to compete. It's the name of the game.
The 17th time Boyd has recorded at least 20 points. Wisconsin with a Wednesday night tilt at Oregon, 10 p.m. tip-off.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com.
Talk about stepping up! Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
All right, so here's what we're going to do, because look, we definitely appreciate people that call, and I know there's been multiple people that have been waiting on hold for a while. We're going to do a quick text here so we can get back out, and then we will do calls at the top of the 11 o'clock hour, which should have started 13 minutes ago. Jesse, you got one text you want to do real quick?
Yeah, I've actually got a few good ones. I'll do one for right now. Here's Scott and Racine. I'm a gold package ticket holder for over 40 years now. We had the 7th game. They moved it up because of a huge snowstorm one year. I appreciate that, as it was very treacherous that year, and they did not want that happening in future games.
Yeah, I agree. I get that, and I think I remember what he's talking about. At the same time, Monday night and Thursday night was not great, right? So you get the schedule, and to Kyle's point, all right, we got a noon start against Carolina the week before they play Philly at home on Monday night. Change it to that game. Just have some flexibility. I think that's a reasonable idea. Yes,
Set the draft.
You love the idea of the draft.
So it's a great idea. It's not. It's a great idea.
It seems like more work.
No, it's not more work.
Marketable.
You get two people. Go. You sit there and say, all right, yeah, these are the games you're going green and gold. Boom. It's not hard. Boom.
Do it in that little tailgate village thing.
By the time you use the boom, yeah.
Sell tickets to it. You got a live audience cheering like the real draft. That'd be great.
It doesn't have to get that extensive, but it could be some fun. That you just do a live draft. Schedule comes out. You release your schedule deal. The next day, bam, Milwaukee representative, a green representative, and you go to town.
We will push trivia, and we'll do double trivia tomorrow, presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock.
Oh, WEAC Wednesdays, baby. I can't wait to hear the big WEAC news.
I do. We can officially share the news at some point before we sign off
here
today.
I'd like you to tease it.
We will.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to tease the fact that the 11 o'clock hour.
Tease it for more.
Will start in 2 minutes. It will not only include your calls, it will also include another reminder about Thanalysis Live.
Woo!
Woo! So stick around. It starts in 2 minutes.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors. Trusted and local experts providing the best quality roof, siding, windows, and doors. Expertly installed and at an affordable price. Get your free estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com. The Milwaukee Bucks continuing a crucial stretch that could make or break the remainder of their season. A 4-game homestand this week, all against teams in the Eastern Conference playoff picture. Started with a loss Sunday afternoon to the Raptors. Tonight, the first of a back-to-back against the Miami Heat and then the Cleveland Cavaliers. Bucks Heat tonight, 7 o'clock tip time. Pregame coverage starts at 6:30 right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. The Bucks are listed as 6.5-point underdogs for tonight's game. Cavaliers also a 7 o'clock tomorrow with pregame at 6:30 here on 100.5 ESPN. College basketball, Marquette at Georgetown tonight. Listen to it on our sister station, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, with Homer on the call. The Badgers out west tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central Time tip for Wisconsin and Oregon tomorrow night. They also face Washington on Saturday afternoon. More on the Packers ticket situation next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Woo! Interesting point by Matt in the YouTube comments on ESPN Milwaukee. It's silly that the green and gold package complain about each other. It's like country club members complaining about other members. Be glad you have tickets. Most Packers fans can just dream about it.
I mean, I understand it, but if you had tickets and it was this, you'd complain too. Like, I get it, I understand it, but no, people complain.
I don't like
people like complaining.
Yeah, I don't love the green package looking down their nose at the gold package.
That's because you're a gold package guy.
Well, technically, yes.
The green package versus the gold package is one of the great rivalries in sports.
Yes. Packers, Bears, Alabama, Auburn, and green package, gold package. Let's get to a couple of your calls, and then we'll get to texts, and then we'll have a 1-minute Whoa Nelly, and then we'll be late for the Rich Eisen show.
He's at the Combine this week. We were looking for someone who's there. Rich is there.
Yeah, I saw Jeff Hafley spoke this morning. That's good.
I saw Domofsky's down there.
He is. That's good.
Hughes is down there.
Wonder if they're hanging out with Rich.
I just hope there's some battle again with that Starbucks kid and Schefter. That'd be fun.
Oh, okay. It was with Rappaport.
A rap sheet. Yep, rap sheet and a Starbucks kid. That'd be a fun battle.
Yes. Jordan Schultz and Ian Rappaport. Let's go to Eric in Green Bay.
You know one thing? Old boy loves the insider game because he probably could have just easily ran some Starbucks, probably done pretty well, and he decided, no, I want to get in the muck. And I want to fight people down in India in front of a Starbucks.
Jordan Schultz, not to be confused with Jordan Stoltz, who won 2 gold medals from Kewaskum.
I wouldn't want to mess with him. And a silver,
Stoltz,
which shines very bright. Let's go to Eric in Green Bay. Eric, good morning. Thanks for holding on. What do you got for us?
Absolutely. I don't know if you were seeing the text line earlier. I was a little bit worried I had to drop off my little guy at like a pre-K class, so I asked you to bump back. I don't know why I did that.
You knew we'd get you 2.5 hours
you know
later.
better than that.
You're familiar with our program.
You're an old vet.
He'll be out of college and have a beard when I see him next, but he might not recognize me. But we're good. No, it's been a great show, and it was awesome to have Poppy on there to kind of hear some of the policy stuff. A couple of quick things. Earlier when Kuz was talking, the tickets are protected when you do sell them on a third party. So I think that's just kind of living in the area and kind of buying and selling, or really buying from friends to get to the other games I can't get to, as they're kind of divided up with my family. It's a lot harder to get stuff in person. And I think for a few reasons, people really gravitate towards selling online. One is it's instantaneous, right? You make a sale, the money goes in your account, you're done. And the other thing is that it is discreet. So if you do want to sell them for more, or if you put them for sale, it's not this family drama of, you have 4 cousins that want the tickets or they're upset that you're asking a little bit over or whatever it may be. You put them online, no one really knows about that. And then lastly is, like you said, it's safer in regards to if you're selling them or you're just kind of giving them to someone, right? You have to know that they're not going to be a jackwagon and mess things up for you in the long term. So like growing up, whenever my family did get tickets from some friends, like they wanted to know who was going to the game. Have they been there before? They were, pretty strict and pretty judicial about who was getting the tickets and how they would be used because they didn't want to lose them in the future. One other quick hitter, too. I do have the WBAY article that Jason was referencing earlier from the family. I believe the man had cancer, and the family was trying to get them back. I can send that to the talk and text line.
Thank you. Thanks for finding that for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the main reason I called this kind of a quick hitter is I think it was $8,000 when my parents became season ticket holders for that service fee. So if any fans that are listening aren't aware, when you hear service fee, it's not nothing. So
yeah,
no, it's a
that
PSA.
math adds up.
It's a personal seat license that, as Popkkey made sure to point out, you don't own, which is true. You're renting.
The tricky thing there too is, fortunately my family, with my parents kind of being on the latter half of their career, when they got the tickets, they were in a position where they could afford that $8,000 service fee and then the tickets for the game. But that's the other thing too, is it's both at once. Like yes, there's a wait list and you can see updates, but I've had some friends that have been in their late 30s that have been on the wait list since they were essentially born, and all of a sudden that comes up, and now you're in that phase where you have a first house and young kids, and then you get this, and they might have upped it to $10K. I don't know the exact number now, but then you have this $10,000 bill that all of a sudden, that's gone.
And that's per ticket.
And then you have
is that per ticket, Eric?
No, that's just. I think that's just a flat rate. That's essentially for your, when I call it a license, but that's for your right.
No, it's a user.
And again, you can get that back. It's a user fee. You get that back, like you said, if you were to, give your tickets back to the Packers. Yep. That does come back to you, but no one does that.
Right.
So
nobody waits 25 years for tickets, pays the $10,000, expecting to get that money back ever.
Exactly. So some of the people that I've seen sell them for a profit, and again, we're fortunate where my parents don't have to. There's 3 of us all in the Appleton area. I have aunts, uncles, cousins, etc. That if they ever couldn't go, it's in the family. But talking to friends and stuff like that have gotten that opportunity, it's like they want to squeeze a little bit more out of it if they can't go to a game, because they're trying to not just make up obviously the fees for the ticket, but that $8,000 to $10,000 bill that just kind of hits you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I
Great point.
think that's the part of it that maybe people don't look into enough, is when you hear service fee, it's quite a bit.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If I was on the waiting list and we found out today that we were getting 2 tickets, I don't have $10,000 to just drop on a service fee, and I don't think a lot of people do. So it's a great point. Thanks for holding on long enough to tell us that, Eric. We appreciate you. All right, let's get another call in.
Anybody else find it interesting that he's doing a lot of work behind the scenes and getting stuff over as he's dropping his kid off and doing all this other stuff? Anybody else find that interesting?
As opposed
Eric?
to Jesse?
I'm not going to put anybody else's business. I just find that interesting. That's all.
Interesting. It is interesting. Let's see if Rick in Brookfield is interesting.
He also booked Mark Johnson for tomorrow, which I thought was great. Eric did.
Hey, I tried.
Eric
he
did.
didn't text me back.
Eric just booked Mark Johnson for tomorrow.
Apparently,
which is pretty good.
They're busy in the mornings. Women's hockey team gearing up for a big WCHA.
There's a big tournament this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
WCHA first round hosting Bemidji.
Bemidji's garbage.
Oh, come on.
Like, Bemidji hasn't won a game in like a year.
You can't sleep on Bemidji.
No, you can sleep on Bemidji.
So
I'll tell
what
you can't sleep on Ohio State. You can sleep on Bemidji.
So you're saying Mark could skip practice to join the show because they're playing Bemidji?
All the Olympians, they could probably go out to Vegas. They could go probably let it rip for 3 more days, come in Friday morning, and they're beating Bemidji.
Let's
No offense to Bemidji.
It's a lot of offense to
Bemidji. No, they stink this year. They're down. You have ups and downs unless you're Wisconsin in women's hockey. We don't have downs, knock on wood.
Not sure that's helping our chances of getting Mark on the show. Let's talk to.
Let me tell you something. If he was being honest about it, he'd tell you, "Hey, yeah, Bemidji."
Yeah, but I don't think he wants to. I think he prefers not to.
No,
say
we're gonna focus. We're gonna play. Bemidji stinks. That's what he'd say.
Maybe not on the air. Let's talk to Rick in Brookfield. Rick, thanks for holding on. Your thoughts?
Well, I've been a season ticket holder for over 60 years. roughly started in Milwaukee when they expanded the stadium. And several years ago, well, first I have two tickets in the bowl.
Okay.
Those were the tickets I've had for 6 years. We bought club seats to see how we'd like them, and we held those for about 3 years. And during that time, we sold our bowl tickets at whatever price we could get on the ticket exchange. And then we got a letter from the Packers saying, hey, your tickets are suspended. And my big objection there was like no warning. We didn't know anything about this. So that was one of my big objections to that. So we appealed, and we stated our case. There was some medical issues in there, and they reinstated our tickets. And I had a blood relative, and that's interesting, too. It was my wife's sister. And the first question they asked was my wife still alive? Because if she wasn't alive anymore, that blood relationship in transferring the tickets to my sister couldn't occur.
They actually asked that question?
They actually asked that question. And
IPT?
Yeah, absolutely. What?
I think that's IPT, in poor taste, in my opinion. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you, Rick. This is a good call. I don't want to interrupt anymore.
No.
Sorry.
So they reinstated the tickets, as I said. I transferred them to my wife's sister, and we did that late in the year, so I'll get my my whatever it is.
Right. User fee.
Yep.
Yeah, user feedback this year. So everything the guy from the Packers said is pretty much right on line in terms of you can't appeal. If they review your appeal and they agree with the case you presented, they'll reinstate your tickets, which in my case they did. And then you can transfer your tickets if you have a blood relationship to do that. And my biggest objection was we had no clue that we were violating any rule, maybe because we never read all the words in the contract. But it was like, give us a warning. Let us know that we're on the edge of the cliff and about to be pushed off, and maybe we can remediate that or present our case before we lose our second season tickets. So that was my situation. That's how we handled it. And next year, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm glad you brought this up because this was one of my points. It says this right in the press release, without warning. They say that in the release, that your tickets can be revoked without warning. I thought it was nice that Aaron called. I appreciate that. But to your point, Rick, I mean, they're just telling you flat out, we can take away your tickets. We're not even going to warn you before we do it. I don't love that as a customer.
Yeah, I don't either. I think that is poor customer relations.
It's a lot like airlines.
Well, that again.
I think it's worse. But anyway, that was my case. As a result of this experience and the fact that my brother-in-law wanted the season tickets, we just transferred them to his account, and we're no longer season ticket holders.
Well, thank God your wife is alive. What a weird thing to ask. Really weird. Rick, we appreciate your insights. Really, seriously. Thanks for the call, and thanks for waiting so long to share that. It helped our conversation a ton. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, thanks for taking my call and appreciate your program. Take care.
You're welcome, Rick.
I think that the spirit of this makes sense to me. The way it is handled, I think, could use some improvements.
One of the things Pop, the reason he wanted to join is to say that this isn't probably as rigid as what the wording said. Because I do think when you read it, you can be like, "Woo!" But there's still
so why do it that way then? Why say it that way?
You want to scare people.
Yeah, fear tactic.
Yes.
Yeah. It works.
Fear factor. It becomes the fear factor. And if Joe Rogan his season tickets and he doesn't eat crickets or whatever they did on that show, they could revoke his tickets.
It's got Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville's doing it
won't
now.
be the same.
You know what won't be the same? This year's Thanalysis Live.
Woo!
A limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, son of a gun. Is that better or worse?
Let me tell you something. You ain't going to get any worse than what you did yesterday, so this is only getting better.
That sounded a little Western.
Hey, kiss, stealing, motorcycle riding, bad, blah, blah, blah.
Ric Flair is coming to Milwaukee, March 27th at the Riverside Theater. That's right. Thanasis Antetokounmpo hosts Thanalysis Live with WWE Hall of Famer and global icon Ric Flair. Woo! This isn't a cameo. This isn't a 5-minute interview. This is a full live show, high energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind-the-scenes moments you've never heard. And you know with Thanasis, you're going to get juice as well. The energy, the laughs, the surprises. And when Ric Flair grabs the mic, anything can happen. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. Lock yours in now at TALiveshow.com. That's TALiveshow.com. Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater, presented by Grubel Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Woo! More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Sustainable luxury starts with what you already own.
At Chalmers Jewelers, we purchase unwanted gold jewelry and responsibly recycle it through exceptional refining, giving new life to old pieces without the need for new mining.
Broken, outdated, or unworn, your gold still has value and purpose.
Choose a more conscious way to recycle your precious metals and get rewarded for it.
Visit us to learn more.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
They say punters are people too. especially on KBN.
Brian Gutekunst is going to have his best offseason of his entire career. I've been thinking about roster development lately and what Goody has in store for him. And I don't see any way this team can become a title contender unless Goody has the best offseason of his whole career.
Kyle, Brust, and Nordman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Let's dive into a few texts on the Carbless Talkin' text line. Jesse, what you got?
They're very selfless people in Waterloo. I know that because I know a couple people there.
I've heard that about Waterloo.
Vern in Waterloo. Lambeau Field is more than a football venue. For some people, it's a tourist destination or bucket list stop. Why can't I sell my tickets to different folks so they can come and experience it? Vern in Waterloo.
Well, I think you can,
line.
Vern, for one game. You can't do the season tickets. You can't do it every game, is I think what the gist is. And I understand, man. I understand where you're coming from. I think what the Packers are trying to do is they don't want you to just have the tickets and sell all 8 or 9 games. That's what they're trying to do. You can sell 1 or 2, and I think you're fine. I do think, though, and I found it interesting what Kuz was saying, if you're doing that 3 or 4 times now, where is that number going to be where it's like, all right, where's the line of delineation where it's like, this is irritating us, we're just going to say you don't get the tickets anymore?
Yep.
That is where the line, I think, is interesting.
Got another one here from Mike in Waukesha. I've had the gold package for 23 years. The 2nd and 5th home game has been a huge problem, especially as a hunter. If nothing else from today's show, I'm going to take away that the 2nd and 5th home game for the gold package seems to be something that should be reviewed.
Big draft guy.
Fan draft.
And then last one here from Tim in Oshkosh. Have the Packers looked at another season ticket holder package? Somewhere between the green and gold package.
Sort of like the Netflix. So you have your big boy Fox, CBS. That's a good idea. Now you're going to pull some tickets away, and that will reduce other people's season tickets, but it also reduce your cost.
It could also reduce the waiting list for all the people that are waiting
this
for
is
so
not
long.
going to go well, though. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is not going to go over well. But you know what? It probably didn't go over well with CBS and with ESPN and with ABC, with all the other people when they said, hey, we're pulling games. We're going to sell them on the side. That probably didn't go well either.
So what would you do then? Like one game?
I'm not going to do anything. I think
got
it's fine the way it is. I think you do this and you have the draft because Milwaukee deserves a turn. Milwaukee helped save the Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
So for everybody that's like, oh, get rid of them. They're fans. They don't get up on their feet enough. It is. Bob Harlan wisely did this. And I have to admit, I don't know how much friction. I'm sure there was a ton when he announced and did all this. Got through it. And I think most Packer fans are okay with this.
Yeah, I would agree.
It ain't perfect. It sounds like people are upset about 2 and 5 and 1 and 4 and whatever. Draft. Have your representatives. I think that's the way to do this. But I'm not interested, and I know Tim said that. I think it's a very fun idea. I don't want to get into that game if I'm Green Bay.
Well, and so you get 3 games if you're in the gold package. A preseason game.
I'll trade that one.
and 2 regular season
unless it's Minnesota
games.
at the end of the year. Then I'll take the preseason game.
I just don't know where the third package would come from. And because the people with the green package,
you just take a game away from the green package, and you say, "Hey, we're giving another one away. You're down because now there's 9 home games. The years there's 9 home games, we're gonna pluck one. It ain't gonna go over well, but that's what you would do. And then you chop off a bunch of people on that list, and you spread it out, and then people are saying, well, I can't go to this game, this game, this game. It gives you another opportunity to bring more people in under the season ticket, the whole season ticket deal. To me, it would be a monster headache organizationally that I wouldn't want to take on.
I would agree.
But if Tim's got his way, that's what they would do.
Okay. We'll see if there's any more texts that pop, but we got to get to whoa, not to be confused with woo, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly is next. And you'll be saying woo like Ric Flair if you make the switch to Associated Bank. With the best customer service in the industry and the awards to prove it, they are the best. It's not branches that make a bank local now. It's roots. And their roots are deep in Wisconsin and in Green Bay. They were there when the Packers began. You can certainly have your Packers checking, and you can stroke that $8,000 to $10,000 check for your user license or whatever we called that for your tickets if you get off the waiting list. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
If you're looking for something fun to do this spring, come join us Saturday, May 16th for Mark Osiki's 8th annual Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament to benefit the American Family Children's Hospital and UW Carbone Cancer Center. We've raised $1 million for the kids so far. The event is a blast. We fish the Madison chain of lakes before live and silent auctions at the Alliant Energy Center. All kinds of sports memorabilia, guided trips, and a chance to win an Alumacraft fishing boat. So come join us on May 16th. Sign up today at castingforkids.org.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
As a mom, I'm glad my son plays school sports. It's where he has fun with his friends. He contributes to the team. Oh, and he stays out of trouble.
Support your school's athletic programs. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app.
This loss is as painful to Packer fans as you can ever imagine.
A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip. Available in Apple and Android app stores.
I have no evidence behind that whatsoever. It's just a feeling I have, and that might just be because I'm scared of this rivalry in the playoffs.
Your one-stop shop for ESPN Wisconsin. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Big news from Carbless. A fan favorite, and one of my favorites, Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack, crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best local sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app, customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Time for Woo! Nelly.
Hang on. There it is.
Jesse is good. The guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Hey, guys.
Good execution.
Big week for the Milwaukee Bucks. If you're a fan of the local NBA team.
Heading to the game tomorrow night.
You are going tomorrow.
Indeed.
Okay, I was wondering if you were going to be making your way down to one of these here. So, 4-game homestand, then they have a quick one in Chicago, and then another homestand
tomorrow.
No,
not at all.
I don't think he's going to be back at all the rest of the year from everything I've seen.
He's like working out again.
Well,
right?
Why I was going to bring this up is what is the better storyline for the Milwaukee Bucks the rest of the season for us, the casual NBA Bucks fan observers and NBA insider Mark Tauscher? Is it for the Bucks to be very bad and have a lottery pick or whatever their situation is going to be here into the off season, or is it for them to get hot here against a bunch of playoff teams? They've won a few over the last couple weeks heading into the All-Star break and out of it here. If they can beat some playoff teams here in this stretch this week, they could be back in the conversation and have a decent chance to make the playoff field.
Win.
It's always better to win. Except when it hurts your draft status.
So you, who was proclaiming, I'm looking at Tausch, you were proclaiming it's over, time to turn the page,
yeah, it's still over.
Time to reset.
Yeah. No, it's true. That did happen.
So then why not turn the page and reset and say, I don't want them to be good the rest of the way. I want them to be bad so that things
so draft
you
somebody to replace Giannis.
You don't own your pick anyways. If you stink and you get first, New Orleans takes it. Right? Right. So
but
what are we talking about?
If they make the play, like let's say they make the playoffs as the 8th seed.
Okay.
Does that give you false hope that they're going to try and run it back again next year?
If Giannis is going to stay and they're going to run it back, does that give you false hope? I mean, it's going to be better than the alternative, right?
Right.
Isn't it? I can't. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm not going to sit here and say that we should be tanking and losing. I'm not going to do that. Now, if I still don't fully understand what the hell is going on. I got no clarity. Does Giannis want to leave or does he want to stay? Giannis, here's the deal. You're getting this fat new contract extension. You're going to sign it or we're going to... I mean, is that what we're doing? Are we just going to play it out year by the year and then let him go? Like, what I'm not interested in is him kind of milquetoasty being, I'm here until I'm not. No, you're either going to – Wendy said this, and I know a lot of our listeners and fans can't stand the national media on this Buck stuff, and I get it because there's been a narrative that's been shoved down our throats.
Mostly Shams.
Here's the max extension. You're either signing it or we have to move in a different direction. We can't play willy or won't-y. This isn't a willy or won't-y deal. It's a you're doing it or you're not, and we appreciate you. But if you're not, we got to get some assets and we got to move forward. That's it.
So, Jesse, you're not our Bucks.
Feeling all the Cavaliers are going to play tonight, and it's going to be Rest City, USA tomorrow.
So that means let's get a win tonight.
No, I'll complain all day Thursday.
Can't wait.
That.
Now that's a tease.
Nobody from the Cavs. I'm watching. Is Tristan Thompson still on that team?
Nice. So the NBA standings.
Belladova? Was there a Belladova?
Matthew Dellavedova.
He was
who
on
played
our
for the
team
Bucks for a while.
Yeah.
Just for clarity's sake, because I will admit I don't know the particulars. Is this a pick swap between the Bucks and the Pelicans, and the Pelicans get the better of the two picks? Is that the case?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Okay, well, I thought maybe our NBA insider who mentioned it knew, because to me, I don't. What's the benefit then of losing a bunch of games?
No, that is a pick swap, but I mean they're terrible. They're going to be a top 5. So the benefit to losing a bunch is you might be able to, if everything falls right. But
theoretically,
if the Bucks are 11 or 12. You have to be, by all NBA insider standpoints, got to be in the top 4. 4 studs.
Okay.
We would need to be so bad that we'd have to be 4th, and the Hornets would have to, or whoever has got the pick swap, Pelicans or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
They have to be, so we would get the worst of those two.
Up until 2 weeks ago, we were in the mix.
Yeah. Now they're 24 and 31. That's not helpful.
I'm sorry. I'm not in the business of saying let's stink it up and go.
Yeah.
I get it.
The teams with the worst records right now, the Wizards are 16 and 40.
Yeah, 15 wins against us.
3 against
exactly.
us.
The Nets and the Pacers both have 15 wins. Right now, the Pelicans have one of the worst records.
Pacers are playing the Spurs game. Win big, have somebody injured, stink, tank, get a big-time pick, get back, refresh, and then I don't like those Pacers, man. That's a shifty bunch down there.
All right, we will wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat.
Sends out top to Portis. He'll let one rip. Three-pointer rips the cords. Bobby Portis continuing with his shooter special.
Tonight on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. A Sunday showcase. Nick Boyd on fire in Sunday's victory over Iowa. 27 points, 10 dimes, and a rebound shy of a triple-double. Boyd on what pushes him to perform at a high level. Audio courtesy Wisconsin Athletics.
I love to compete. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason why I came here. Play against the best guys in the country, whether it's point guard, shooting guard, center, whoever it is. That's the reason why I came to the Big Ten. So I love to compete. It's the name of the game.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor. When neighbors connect through the Feeding America network, small actions ripple into lasting impact. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Take action to end hunger now at feedingamerica.org.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
I worried that I couldn't work a full-time job and still have time for college. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I found my stride. My classes are flexible and hands-on, and I walk on campus feeling inspired. My advice to others? Make your dreams a reality. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience, you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
It's a good thing Rich Eisen likes us, because we always get to him late, including today. That's it for us. Thanks to Aaron Popkkey. Thanks to all the fans that interacted on this subject. Brian Gutekunst talking later today in Indianapolis at the Scouting Combine. We'll talk about what he talks about tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN.